It's my pleasure to introduce Congressman Bob Goodlatte. He's a Republican that serves the 6th District of Virginia in the U.S. Congress. Congressman Goodlatte was elected in 1992, and I'm 46 years old. You were the first congressman I ever voted for. That doesn't make you feel old. He serves as the chair on the House Judiciary Committee and on the Agricultural Committee. There's a lot of bull out here too, I will tell you that. He graduated from Washington and Lee University, so he has ties to this area, and that means so much. I've had the opportunity to call his office many times when I had issues, and I always got a return call, and that means a lot. One quick story, in doing research on how I was going to introduce the congressman, I found this little fact out, which makes him just like so many of us. He is a regular guy, lives in Roanoke, Virginia, and used to paint school buses for the Bluebird factory in Millboro. I really like that. That means a lot to me. Congressman Bob Goodlatte.
Jeff, thank you for that kind introduction, even the reminder that I'm about to turn 65, but you also noted that the 65 and 70-year-olds were the young kids here. So I am feeling right at home, and I thank you all for giving me a few moments to talk to you. It's a pleasure to be here with Supervisor Richard Byrd, who has been a friend of mine and certainly a friend of Bath County for many years. And I've known Delegate Ben Klein for 25 years, and he does a great job representing you in Richmond. You heard the list of committees he serves on. He is an important person. Takes that clout with him to help Bath County, Rockbridge County, Amherst County, Augusta County that he represents in Richmond. And I'm pleased to especially to be here with my wife Mary Ellen of 43 years. She's got you all beat. as well as my district director Debbie Garrett back here. She spends a lot of time in Bath County. She lives in Buena Vista. She's a former vice mayor in Buena Vista. She's a former aide to Delegate Klein, and now she runs the entire operation in the 6th District, helping people who have problems with the federal government. Now, I know none of you ever have problems, but I certainly hope that you won't hesitate to call us if you find that occasion. Now, I've got some prepared remarks here. I have to warn you, however, that recently I spoke to a high school class, and at the end of the class I asked the students if they had just 1 hour left to live, what would they want to spend it doing? Well, a lot of hands went up, and a lot of students had interesting ideas about places they'd like to go or things they'd like to do if they had just 1 hour left to live. Finally, one young lady raised her hand. She said, "Congressman Goodlatte, if I had just 1 hour left to live, I'd want to spend it listening to you speak." Now you laugh, but I was flattered. I said, "If you had 1 hour left to live, you'd want to spend it listening to me speak." She said, "Oh yes, because each moment seems like an eternity." So lest you feel like you're going to live forever, these remarks are fairly brief. But I do want to note that Mary Ellen and I are always thrilled to be in Bath County, the most beautiful part of Virginia. And I'm especially grateful that you asked me to join you for this ribbon cutting at this beautiful facility on this beautiful day. In small communities like Millboro, it's not unusual for everyone to know each other quite well. And when something goes wrong in a community of this size, news spreads quickly, and the community then sets out to work together to help someone who's ill or was injured in an accident, or to help replace a structure that was damaged by fire or in a storm. For nearly 57 years, the Millboro Volunteer Fire Department has been the center of this community's effort to serve one another in times of need. A lot has changed in the more than half century that passed since the Millboro Volunteer Fire Fire Department was chartered. Fire equipment vehicles have advanced with technology enabling firefighters to knock down blazes and EMTs to treat and care for men, women, and children in distress, unlike ever before. And here in Millboro, you reached a point where you needed to upgrade the building that houses the fire department and serves as a community gathering place. Today, this structure, built in 1973, is now ready to serve the present and future needs of the fire department and the community. The improved building can accommodate a new state-of-the-art American-made pumper truck. In addition, the community room has been freshened and will now be able to better serve the needs of the area for meetings and special gatherings, as well as serving as a shelter in times of disaster, thanks to its kitchen and generator. And probably most unique of all, the updated firehouse also contains a 3-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor. Based on Lieutenant Grimm's research, it's the only such apartment of its kind in the nation, meant specifically to serve as temporary housing for families who may be displaced as a result of losing their home to fire or other disasters. What a great way for this community to serve their neighbors in their time of need. And furthering the spirit of this community is how this project came about. Since you broke ground last October, you raised $214,000 All the funds are from private sources. No government funds were used for the project. And here you are, 8 months later, marking completion of a true community-driven endeavor. Congratulations to each and every one of you for this very special accomplishment. Behind every bit of this project is the spirit of volunteerism. Without volunteers, this fire department wouldn't have existed over the last 57 years. Without our present-day volunteers, this community wouldn't be served as well as it is today, and it wouldn't have been able to accomplish what it did since last October and bring us together today to celebrate the improvements made to the firehouse. The spirit of serving one another runs very deep in our country, the Commonwealth, and this region. I see it in every corner of the 6th District that I visit, and I'm always humbled by what people are prepared to do to offer help, to lend a kind ear, to offer a smile to boost one's mood. And in discussing this project with Lieutenant Grimm, he reminded me of the 1,000 points of light that President George H.W. Bush, remember him, George Bush 41 they call him now, promoted during his time in office. It was the President's way of pointing out that no matter where you turn, there are likely a multitude of people, young and old, who stand ready to extend a helping hand to others without expecting anything in return. President Bush said, "We can find meaning and reward by serving some higher purpose than ourselves, a shining purpose. We all have something to give." That's what happens here in Millboro. This community's fire department is operated solely through the help of volunteers who are prepared to risk their lives in order to respond to calls for help at all hours of the day, every day. Those same volunteers called on you and many others to help them make this firehouse an even better place than it was. And you responded with the kind of support that is truly overwhelming for a community this size. And thanks to the desire to support such a worthwhile project, you furthered that spirit of volunteerism by standing behind an effort that will make this a better community for years to come. You've accomplished what is described in Romans 12, verse 13. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Well, there's no county in America that understands hospitality better than Bath County does, with one of the most historic and wonderful places like the Homestead Resort. Maryland and I love visiting there, and every opportunity provides hundreds and hundreds of jobs here in the county and the surrounding communities. And you know, when you think about how important volunteer fire departments are and rescue squads in this community, you realize that no matter where you go in the world, when you can come here to God's garden and be away from places that are much bigger in population and so on, you still need the help of the volunteers that make this rescue squad and the others here, and this fire department and the others here in Bath County work. And what happened in Washington, D.C., actually across the river in Alexandria, Virginia, just a couple of weeks ago, is a reminder of that. We were very fortunate that we had some brave Capitol Police officers who stepped up and saved the lives of a lot of people. The third ranking member of the House of Representatives, Congressman Steve Scalise, was very badly wounded. I'm pleased to report to you that he and everyone else who was wounded in that attack and in the firefight that was a part of it are now on the mend. They're all improving. They're all going to get better. But while we were fortunate those Capitol Police officers were there, the Alexandria Fire Department was on the scene, Police Department was on the scene in 3 minutes. The Fire Department not far behind. Ambulances, medical personnel were there to get people to hospitals very, very rapidly. Last weekend, the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives was here in Bath County, along with a number of other members of Congress. Earlier this week, the Democratic Party here in Virginia had their annual caucus at the Homestead. And presidents and dignitaries from foreign countries and all over the world come here to Bath County. And it is the people of Bath County who are not only so proud to have these people come from far and near, but also so caring to make sure that they will be safe here. I want to especially thank Sheriff Plecker. He has always made me feel very safe here in Bath County and always looks after the people who are visiting this county as well as the people who actually live here. And I hope you continue to vote for him or actually you don't have to vote for you actually do have to vote for the sheriff. Keep him in office. We feel very, very welcome here. And it's because of the people of this county that you take care of your visitors, you take care of your own, restore beautiful facilities like this, and you are what makes America great. So thank you, each and every one of you. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless the United States.